This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Good evening. Today is Wednesday, June 26, 2024. This deals with the city of Easthampton. We call to order the meeting. First thing is public speak time. Is there anyone who has anything to say not pertaining to something that is on the docket?
No one online?
Hearing nothing, we will move on to the zoning board minutes from our May 29th, 2024 meeting, which were emailed out, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is there anybody who has any questions concerning the minutes from the May 29th meeting?
Oh. Just the one of my last name. Everything else is good.
Okay.
We'll correct that.
That's good catch.
I noticed things like that.
Those things stick out. All right. So, and are there any other administrative items? Dylan?
Nope. That's the only one for administrative
Okay.
items.
All right. So at this point, we will call the first hearing, which is Kristen DeWitt and Laura Fisher DeWitt, continuing from our April 24th, 2024 meeting, seeking a special permit for the construction of a new garage where an existing non-conforming garage currently exists under section 11.12 of Easthampton zoning ordinance. The property is located at 14 North Street, map 152, lot 28. Is there anyone here to speak pertaining to that application?
Mr. Chair, I am here. I'm Attorney John McLaughlin representing the applicants.
Yes.
Well, it is my understanding that we're not going forward today because there's not a sufficient quorum.
That is
Correct. I guess we should say, for this one, would anyone like to recuse themselves? So yeah.
okay.
I didn't realize Mr. I'm sorry. But yes,
Okay. So yes, that is correct. We do have a member of the board who would like to recuse himself from this application. And as a result, we do not have a quorum in order to hear the hearing.
Yeah, I totally understand that. What I would like, I've been speaking about some dates with Dylan, but if there's any, we're talking about the end of August. If there's any way you can get us in earlier, that would be wonderful. We'd greatly appreciate it. My builder is telling me that the project is like 90 days, and if we, start breaking ground in the fall, it gets into winter construction and it gets much harder. If you can find some time, I will try to get all my experts together. I had engineering expert, architect, and builder all set for this evening, but it's tricky to get them, but I will try to get them. If we could get any time before the end of August, that would be wonderful if you could do it.
Okay. I know we had sent out prior to the application, we sent out a survey or a Google pool or whatever it was called.
Mm-hmm.
To determine dates of availability for everyone for pending meeting dates.
Mm-hmm.
I know that, it's my understanding that our next scheduled meeting would be July 10th. Is that an available date?
July 10th, I would not be here. I would really like to do this one in person because there's a lot of graphs and diagrams, but if need be, I could try to do it, from a vacation. I could try to do it online, but I'm not certain I would have all my experts. If we could put that down as a maybe, or maybe do it with a definitive date of August 28th. And an alternative, or I could let you know by this week whether I have all my experts.
Okay.
And like I said, I would have to do that like this because I will be in Rockport. So, but I could, try to do it online. I've done it before, but this one does have a lot of plans and design.
Yeah, let me just look through some dates here. Just Wednesdays are our typical meeting date. The 10th, you say you're out of town. The week of, so the next meeting would be the 17th. Is everyone available for the 17th?
Believe.
You're out of town. So that would then again limit the quorum and availability. The 24th.
That one I'm gone.
You're out of town. So that without city support, that's going to be a difficult meeting to hold. The 31st was our expected date for the next application, which is that is a quandary in itself. So let's move into August very quickly. The 7th of August. Just go on quick dates out here just to see.
Is the new member going to be appointed by them?
Yes.
New member is appointed. They will be able to, I don't know if that date works for them, but we could always pick that date if it works for everybody here. And then worst case scenario, we're then continuing, we're meeting simply to continue, but that could be the
Are you
earliest.
trying to add other meeting besides the?
Well, so that's, let's see, the 14th is the meeting date that we would have had, correct?
The 14th was one that we were going to, is on the docket for the 40B hearing.
How about if we try the 14th of August?
Okay. We could do that if the board would like to add that to the agenda.
Yep. Is everyone available?
Yeah, we're going to be here anyhow.
Right. So, okay, let's say does the 14th of August, yeah, that we've already planned for meetings every other month, so, or every other week rather. And that does fall within our schedule that we had planned.
All right. I mean, like I said, unfortunately, I have 3 experts on this case. So I will try to get everybody corralled. I mean, in the 10th of July is a possibility if you don't mind me appearing through Zoom, and I have 3 experts. I just don't know. Can we schedule it for the 14th of August? And subject to my getting in touch with Dylan by Friday to change it to the 10th of July, if possible?
We would have to do that in reverse order, where we would schedule it to July 10th. And then if it's canceled, we would do just a virtual meeting simply to move the hearing. So we could do that if the board agrees.
That would be wonderful. I appreciate your work with me. Thank you very much. So there'll be a virtual meeting on the 10th. But I'll let you guys, the board, know before then if there's going to be actual, experts and people here. And I will be. I'll be up at the North Shore, but I'll still do it this way. And if that doesn't work, then we'll try for August 14th. I appreciate it.
All right. And we thank you for your understanding that the other cases that we have on the docket currently.
Yes, I understand. 40B is time consuming. I understand. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So at this point, we'll make a motion to continue this meeting, this hearing until July 10th, 2024. So move. Okay, any objections? All right, so move.
Thank you all.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, now our next hearing is technically scheduled to start at 6:30 p.m. And because we've had some challenges already with the notifications that have gone out, we are going to ask that we do wait until 6:30 to start that meeting to make sure that we are 100% compliant.
All right.
Is there any discussion among the board that needs to happen, or anything that folks have that's on their mind?
I think
be included in the minutes. Let's be very careful.
Yes. I think the big thing is just scheduling. As long as everybody's still scheduled, nothing has changed. I think we're pretty much good to go. Does anyone have any questions for the planning department?
I just had a question on the 40B, I had a question on that. I don't know if I can ask that.
It
was resource related, not specific about the case or anything like that.
If it's not specific to this case before us and just a more general, broader question about 40B.
Yeah, I was just asking if any of the information, I thought they said that there was information available somewhere about what they were proposing or something on the website or something.
Yep, everything that's been submitted to us should be available on the easthamptonma.gov/CBA. There's a section right on there for everything we've been submitted.
To this application or just in general?
No, that's just well, it was in general because if I in the future I need to refer to something that's on the website.
Yes, so yeah, any would be posted to the website. Typically within a day or so of receiving.
Okay.
Got it. There's nothing else we can go on recess for?
We'll go on recess. So we're going to go on recess now and be back here. We'll start back up at 6:28. So we're ready to go for 6:30. All right. Thank you. Okay. And we're back. All right, it is 6:30 and we will reopen hearing for the meeting from our recess. Thank you all for your patience. The next hearing is 385 and 391 Main Street via the Community Builders. This is a continuation on 6/12/2024. The applicant is seeking a comprehensive permit to create 87 new and rehab 40 existing affordable rental units subject to Mass General Law, Chapter 40B. The applicant is proposing 3 new buildings on 55.54 acres. The proposal is located at 385 and 391 Main Street. It's zoned R35. And I imagine you're here to speak concerning that.
I have Peter Freeman on the line.
Freeman on the line. Okay.
So let me add him to co-host.
All right.
All right. Now, Peter Freeman is a co-host. You can unmute yourself and turn on your camera.
Okay. Thank you. Great. Thank you. And thank you, Mr. Chairman and board members. For the record, Peter Freeman, attorney for the applicant. And what has now happened is we're not going to proceed with the hearing or any continuation of the hearing that was started a few weeks ago and is scheduled for tonight. The reason being that unfortunately there was a snafu with notice to abutters. It turned out that the abutters of the 391 Main Street property were not included. So it's not a question of whether people might have gotten it, even though it had been mailed. It simply was, unfortunately, and it happens, but it was a mistake. So I cannot advise my client to proceed because if somebody were to make a claim, they would have a possible legitimate claim that the hearing is invalid or any decision is invalid. So we spoke to Dylan about that. And then this afternoon, your town attorney, Mark Tanner, very kindly made himself available. And he agreed that this was the cautious thing to do, the right thing to do. So we really, even though earlier we discussed with Dylan, said maybe we could still present some things, but with talking to Mark, he and I both felt that perhaps somebody might say, well, inadvertently, something that was said tonight might be taken into consideration once we have the corrected, real, new hearing. So with Mark Tanner's assistance, he has submitted, and I don't know if you folks have seen it yet or if Dylan has it, but 2 things: a waiver of the applicable time periods so that the hearing can start July 31st, because I pointed out that the statute technically says if a hearing, and now there has been no hearing opened, if a hearing is not opened within 30 days after the application, it can be constructively granted. Certainly we're not doing that. And so the waiver, which my client will sign, makes that very clear. And then there is a motion, which again, I think you have it, and probably if you could proceed this way, which we request you do, you would read it into the record. And it seems to be a good motion to make clear that inadvertently what happened, and that the entire process is going to start over in terms of noticing to legal ads, notice to abutters of both addresses, and with a date of July 31st. So that's really where we're at, and happy to answer any questions.
Well, we do appreciate your understanding. You know, as you said,
I can't hear for some reason.
I'm sorry, not speaking loud enough, or is it not?
No, now I can hear.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So apparently, we do appreciate your understanding in this matter. And I do have a copy of the motion, and I will read it now to put it into the record so we can, proceed forward. I am making a motion relative to the application for a comprehensive permit filed by Community Builders. It having come to the Zoning Board of Appeals' attention that proper abutter notice may not have been provided, I move to treat all prior public hearings on this application as nullity and to entirely restart the public hearing process, including but not limited to: 1, submitting the application to other boards and municipal departments for comment; 2, publishing in a newspaper as required by law; and 3, noticing the abutters; and 4, taking all other actions required by law. I further move that we treat all prior actions of the board relative to the application, except the acceptance of its filing of the application and the accompanying documents by the city of Easthampton, as null and void, and move that the board not consider any information or evidence presented by any other board or municipal department, the applicant, or the public prior to this vote in any public hearing on the application. I move to close the public hearing on this application immediately without a determination in the merits of the application itself, and to notice a new public hearing for July 31st, 2024. Second. We have a second. All right. Any questions? We understand kind of what happened, and we are in agreement that we are going to start again. We again greatly appreciate your understanding and making sure that we do this completely by the law.
On behalf of the applicant and community builders, we appreciate that. Look forward to seeing you again on July.
Look forward to it as well. All right. So with the motion made and accepted, all in favor? So moved.
Okay, we thank you very much, and we'll look forward to seeing you again on July 31st.
All right. So our next meeting will be July 10th, 2024 at 6 p.m. pending the availability of the expert witnesses that the attorney would like to present concerning that case. If not, we will then rehear the application for the 40B application of 385, 391 Main Street, starting on July 31st.
Sounds good.
We get a motion to adjourn?
Question. So, we had scheduled every 2 weeks, right? Right. So now if he's not coming back until we have an extra meeting in there that's no.
For the July. That's the 10th
That
is
is
the
the
meeting.
second one, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Tim is out on the 17th. Dylan is out on the 24th. So we would those are out. Those are
not meeting
happening.
until
All right.
Well, so we'll do the 10th and then it won't be the 31st.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm for neither my 10th one, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. That's separate. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll meet, no matter what, we'll meet on the 10th, even if it's just a virtual meeting, simply to continue to another date. Otherwise,
That's
we
true.
will.
We do have to have a meeting on the 10th, whether or not there's a hearing or not.
Correct, because yeah, if the hearing has to be moved, we have to meet just to move the hearing. We'll do that virtually, so people don't have to drive in, but otherwise we'll do a regular meeting and I'll come in like normal. I'll let everybody know it sounds like on Monday. They'll have an answer on that.
All right. Sounds good.
So now I can make a motion to adjourn.
Second. Second. So moved.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.